Hi everyone, this is Tanner with the Man to Man Coach podcast channel. Welcome back to an episode of the 2021 NFL Prediction Series. It's been a while, but today I'm joined back with Mason. Mason, how are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
That's good. Did you have a
Thanksgiving was
good?
great.
That's good. Did you have any good food?
Yeah, I ate a ton of food while watching the Cowboys Raiders game, which I think was the best Thanksgiving game by far.
Yeah, one of the best games of the season that broke
hmm
records, and I went 9-6, so pretty decent. So we go to week 13. I think this should be a pretty good week here. We start off with NFC Thursday night, Dallas, New Orleans. For some reason, the NFL is like Saints without Drew Brees. Gotta put them on prime time. This is like the fourth prime time game. I don't know.
Taysom Hill, baby.
Yeah, Taysom Hill starting. Okay, I think the Cowboys win. I think they bounce back here, and I mean, I just think they're a way better team. I don't think there's that much to say. Mason, you're a Cardinals fan. Do you think there's any way there's an upset here with
Um,
the Bears?
I mean, I could see it. I mean, we still have a lot of players coming back from injuries. There might be a little rust, and if there's snow, I don't think a lot of players are used to that. But I still think we pull it off.
That would be cool. Just like Kyler Murray and no, I think Arizona wins. I think the defense has a good game. I think the rest of these are kind of easy. I think Tampa Bay, Atlanta just doesn't really have a good defense. I think the Buccaneers are just very working very well in system. I think the Vikings beat the Lions, and I think the 49ers beat Seattle. I think Seattle, I thought maybe upset here about 2 weeks ago, but the defense just isn't there. Russell Wilson, I think he kind of got rushed back from injury, and just the coaching aggressiveness isn't there. So I think all the away teams win. I almost had the Lions as an upset, but I just don't think they have it, Mason. I thought last week was the week to do against the Bears, and they ended up not doing it. So I think they actually go winless this year.
Yeah. Um, Tampa Bay, that's easily going to be an easy win for them. I feel like Minnesota, Detroit. I feel like we're always like Detroit could pull off the upset, but then I feel like at this point, it's like if they would have done it, they probably would have done it by now.
Mm-hmm.
They're always getting close games, but then they just choke it away. And now Dan Campbell's getting all this hate for his coaching, but it's like I don't know what you expect him to do with Jared Goofball and Tim Boyle as his quarterbacks and a horrible defense, but keep blaming him, I guess. And then San Francisco, Seattle. I think Seattle's kind of just like on the downfall, and then San Francisco is playing really well. So it's kind of like Seattle's down here, San Fran's up here. I don't see how San Fran doesn't keep the ball rolling, type of thing.
Yeah,
They're
see, what were
what
you
was
gonna
that?
say?
I was gonna say that San Francisco's making a solid late push to get in that wild card spot.
Yeah, San Francisco runs the ball very well. They're very efficient off of play action. I just think Seattle has trouble against those things defensively. Bobby Wagner is great. He cannot carry the team though. We're gonna go with the AFC column. I'm excited for this game. Burrow versus Herbert with the Bengals Chargers, battle that draft class. I'm gonna
Mhm.
go. I think the Chargers winning. I like the Bengals defense at points, but I think their secondary against someone like Herbert will struggle a bit. I think it'll be a really close back and forth, but I see that Austin Eckler having a really big game, Keenan Allen. I think that Herbert's really good with those over the top plays, and I think that's something Cincinnati has struggled with. I think the Colts beat the Texans. I think Houston can be competitive at times. I think this game will be close, but I have Indy and then Baltimore and then KC. What do you think about these, Mason?
Yeah, I'm really excited for the Chargers Bengals game because it's kind of like the top two quarterbacks in that draft class by far dueling it out, and I think Burrow's kind of made a solid case for um, being really good. I think Herbert's still better, but I think Burrow's kind of still like made a case of why he's the number one pick. Indianapolis, I think they're going to absolutely curb stomp the Texans. I think Taylor's going to have a monster game. I think the Texans have one of the worst run defenses in the NFL. I honestly could see this game being like 40-7 or something crazy like that. And this could be a freezing cold take if the Texans win, but I just do not see it happening. And Baltimore, they always find a way to pull out these a tough divisional game, especially this year. I think Lamar Jackson is gonna have a bounce back game as well. He's kind of been taught. He was a great win, but like it's still unacceptable that I played that bad. So um, I really like that for him because it kind of just shows that he's gonna probably get in the lab this week and really focus on getting better. Then Kansas City. Kansas City's on a massive roll right now, one of the hottest teams in the NFL. The Broncos are too, though, so I'm actually really excited for this game. I think it's gonna be a solid game. I could see Broncos pulling off the upset, but I think just because it's in Kansas City, I think the crowd's gonna be a little too much. for Denver, but overall, I think it's going to be a pretty solid divisional matchup.
I'm not excited for that game. I think Denver plays very well defensively at times, but I don't know. They're very up and down, and I feel like against someone like Mahomes, who can just do the impossible, I think it's going to be tough. I also don't trust the Broncos offense. I think Teddy Bridgewater's kind of gone to yikes territory as of recent. So I don't know. You know if Denver, if this was in Denver, I think maybe it's a closer game, but I think this is potentially kind of a blowout game. Who do you have in this AFC duel, Mason, New England or Buffalo?
See, New England's playing really good, but Buffalo's coming off. Oh, it's going to be a hard. I feel like it's going to be a really good game. I'm going to go with the upset. I think Buffalo finds a way to pull it out. I still think it sounds weird, but I still think after this game, if Buffalo wins, I still think Patriots are better. If that makes sense, I think Buffalo just probably wins because they're at home and it's a divisional game. Anything can happen, and I think Mac Jones might get a little overwhelmed. Maybe this game, and I think Josh Allen could have a field day, just because he's been playing really well recently. But I don't know. I could definitely see this game easily going to the Patriots. I just have a gut feeling about the Bills.
Yeah, that'll be upset of the week. I agree. The more I think about it, I think at home Buffalo has kind of that crowd. I think Josh Allen's going to have a really nice game. I think that the Patriots, they have a really nice secondary, but I think that Allen has kind of the arm talent to make those plays
Mhm.
against New England. I think that Stephon Diggs improving. I think that he matches up very well with the Patriots secondary. So I'll go with Buffalo too. A lot of division games this week, which are sometimes fun. Well, and then the AFC versus NFC column. Giants, Dolphins, two teams who have been kind of uprising, both with great defenses. I'm gonna go with Miami. I think that I like the Dolphins offense more than Giants. Tua Tagovailoa is playing very well. Jalen Waller, Mike Gesicki, some good players there. New York, I just don't trust their offense with Daniel Jones. I have Miami. Eagles, Jets. Philadelphia has always beaten the New York Jets when they played. The Eagles have never lost the Jets. And I think that streak continues. I think it's going to be a very close game, but I think it's going to be very stressful. I think it's going to be low scoring. I think the Eagles win some like 18-14 or something. I think that Jalen Hurts plays well. I think the defense makes some nice plays for Philly. I think though the Jets kind of have that fight in them. Zach Wilson, I think, will play well. I think it'll be a really fun game. And then Washington, Las Vegas. Where are you going with this one, Mason? Because both of these teams have kind of been good at times, but they're inconsistent. I think you have Taylor Heineke, Derek Carr, two guys who can play very well. They have kind of that fighting spirit. Who do you go with?
Um, Probably just gonna go Vegas, just because I think I trust their situation more than the football team. I think Derek Carr is more of a sound quarterback than Heineke is, because Heineke is like, you'll either get like a whoa, that was a good game, or you'll be like, whoa, what the heck, Heineke. And Derek Carr, you can sometimes you have the games where it's like, whoa, Derek Carr, but you also have games where it's like he's just solid, and I think that's what you need to consistently get a win. But I like what you said about Philadelphia. I think they come out and win this game against the Jets. The Jets they've won some games um, this year, but nothing crazy. I think Philadelphia's played well, and then Miami, they're on a hot streak right now, so I definitely think they're going to continue that.
Yeah, I agree with the Vegas one. I think Heineke's played better, but that Washington secondary I'm kind of concerned about. And I know the front's been good, but I think the Raiders have the O-line to beat Washington. So I do think Las Vegas ones. I think this will be a very fun game. This is kind of my game of the week here, sleeper. I think this will be something like 34-28. And then Rams, Jaguars. Rams have not played that well as of recent, but I still think they'll win against Jacksonville. I think that December they're going to get back on track. You have a lot of new talent in LA. Calm down, okay? I think that's what they need to do. I think Matthew Stafford kind of gets on track. I think this is kind of a game where the Rams win. Then I think they kind of go on to win after this, right? I think this is kind of the restart button for them. Looking at their schedule here, they have Arizona after this, Seattle, Minnesota, Baltimore. They have some tough games. So I think this is kind of a good kind of breather here for a while to just kind of relax and get back on track. Could Jacksonville pull off the upset? I don't think they do. Urban Meyer just doesn't really have it in him, in my opinion. So, Mason, I take it you agree?
Yeah, even though the Rams have been horrible the past three games, I don't think they'll be horrible where they lose to Urban Meyer. So
Yeah, I think they win. That'll do everyone for this video. Thank you all for watching this. Enjoy the game tomorrow night, as this will be uploaded on Wednesday. And then Man to Man Coach podcast, pretty long episode coming out Friday. Very excited. We just recorded. It's going to be about the Pro Bowl. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care. and enjoy watching football.